So we are live. Happy Thursday morning. I told you the same thing Tuesday morning, but today I mean it because I think it's actually Thursday. So I am here with Elle Kersey of EK Media. Even though she's focusing more on her Lux Maverick brand, she's here today with me to answer some frequently asked questions from event producers. And I am going to share my screen so I can play you what she made for me. Here it is. I'm pushing play.
Gotta start it over.
I gotta start it over. Oh,
And I think you gotta share your sound too.
I did. I set all that up before I push all those other buttons.
Well,
Boo. I
technology only works when it wants to.
want it to work when I want it to work.
Well, it never works that way. It never works that way.
Okay. I turned everything off, turned it back on, and I'm starting over. I am going to rewind this, start it over. Right. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. Elle Kersey made that for me. I love it. So, Elle, tell everybody how you doing this morning.
I am doing wonderful because I get to hang out with Erica.
I appreciate you sharing your time with us. So I get a lot of I want to call them frequently asked questions. They're from fellow event producers, and I want to go over those with you. One of those questions is how do you get sponsors?
Well, I have a whole strategy that we use for sponsors, and I feel like it's important to have a sponsor that has one audience that is similar or the same as yours, that you are going to be able to do stuff for the sponsors within your event, either share their logo on the screen, let them have some conversation with the attendees or guests, as Erica likes to call them, or you can do something post event. So because there's three stages to the event. There's pre, and you can always add information in your pre-show packet, like when people sign up to come to the event, on your registration, all these kind of things. Those are opportunities for you to be able to share with your sponsors. During the event, you have on stage presence with the logo, you have mentions, you have the opportunity for sponsors to speak on stage, you have opportunities, it depends on what platform you use, but since I love AirMeet so much, you have an opportunity for even your sponsor to have a vendor space where your attendees can go there and actually interact with people who represent your sponsor. Sponsors can sell stuff. They can make appointments. They can give out coupons, all kinds of stuff right there in their space. In the post event, you have an opportunity to help your vendors connect again with the attendees, whether it's an email, whether it's a reminder, whether it's you can have like a post event, kind of where people who are interested in what your sponsor had to offer, you can almost do like a mini little session, or have an in-person event at their location, where there's like a lot of things. You have to always be creative, because you want to make the opportunity to be a sponsor valuable for the sponsor as well as for your attendees. That's why you want to have uh, sponsors that your attendees are interested in as well.
That was good. Really good packages, but you left one thing out, and that one thing is something I think you're brilliant at. You tell
What?
people what you're doing, and you ask for what you want.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's all. But that's kind of how, to me, that's just kind of a given. So it's like, of course, you want to be able to have, like, you need to have meetings with your sponsors and not just take their money. You need to say, okay, so based on your level of sponsorship, we want to have your ROI be X. What we need from you to help you reach X is blah. So it's not just money you give me and give me your logo. It's what actively can we do before, during, and after the event that's going to be able to get you a really good ROI.
Yeah. Um, for me, I want to add on there because I've noted while working with Elle, I've noticed that anytime that she's working on something, she lets people know what she's doing, and people come to her and they want to get involved, or she can just ask for something and it shows up. I love that, by the way. Now, a lot of people have a hard time just asking for stuff, and I would say if there's somebody you're already working with, a company that you've already used their products, just reach out to them and ask, would you like to be a sponsor? I have this audience who is like me, who also likes your products. You can get in front of this audience. Just let them know that you have something available, that you have a stage available, and they will come.
Yeah,
And
all businesses want new customers, right?
yeah,
And
I
they want
do.
yeah, and they always want new opportunities to interact with, either in different ways with their current customers and new customers as well. So the more opportunities that you have, and the more that you can explain it, right? So you have to be able to explain to your sponsor, right? Or share with your sponsor, however you want to look at it, the benefit. Like, ROI is important, especially in these type of events, because there's so many and there's so much going on, and there's never any guarantees. Just like in an in-person event, as we found out from COVID, things happen, right? And then I remember one time we were going to do a live event in the hotel where we were going to have the event had a faulty um, sprinkler, a faulty fire alarm or something happened, and the sprinklers went off in the whole building, and it flooded the whole building. They went during, like, they couldn't get it to shut off. They had to get I guess the fire department or water company or somebody come to shut off the water for the whole block because
Wow.
it would not stop. I thought that was the craziest thing I ever heard. So of course, we had to hurry up and scramble and figure out. Sorry, we had to hurry up and scramble and figure out what we could do. But it was crazy. We had to have part of the event outside. We had to have part of the event because the other hotels weren't big enough. So we had to have part of the event outside because people had already flown in. It wasn't like we can be like, "Oops, sorry." So stuff happens, right? So you have to be prepared for every kind of thing. So now I always scout out multiple places just in case in
Yeah.
the same location.
Yeah.
So you live and you learn.
That's a great story. And it's really good that you had a backup plan. Oh,
Yeah, I really did. I had to make that up on the fly, girl, because I didn't know what to do. And it wasn't my event, but I was part of the team, right? And so it was really crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never doing this again.
it is
and,
great to
and
have good team members.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I think that's important. I when I'm gonna, and that's another thing too, I guess, about sponsors and events is you have to be able to understand your teammates, right? Your team members. They have to be able to understand that the sponsor is a customer, right? In this situation, even though they're partnering with you, they are a customer. The the vendors are a partner. Your guests are they're your customers. So everybody who's, how am I saying this? Every aspect of your event, each type of terminal is actually your customer, right? You have to figure out how to make the ROI, just like for your attendees. You have to figure out how to make the investment that they made into attending for their time and their money and the time away from their families and all those things that go into this. How what is the ROI for them? Not that it was fun, not just, yes, you want it to be fun, yes, you want it to be entertaining, but what are they going to take away? What is the takeaway? So that's kind of the thing that I always ask. One of the big parts, like the first day, what is your takeaway? What are you going to, of all the things that you heard today, what are you going to implement? And so then we always take those things up, and I go through all those, and then the next day I like walk up to people. Okay, you said that you were going to do this. What did you implement that today? Right. So I'm like, it's accountability, and you want people to walk away with a sense of accomplishment and that they did not waste their time.
Yeah. So in the chat, I just put in the top, not top 10, my checklist for hosting an event. And in that, it has things you can do to talk to sponsors. At a minimum, please have it written down, and please keep your word. When you promise someone something, actually give it to them, because that builds trust, and that means that they will be willing to speak with you again at a later date and time, or maybe even sign up with you for your next event
Mhm.
while this one is still going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you build that kind of rapport with someone and they're like, that's awesome. I mean, it's like, I don't know. People who work with me, like, Erica, like if you're like, okay, so I need this, and this, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna have it to you by the end of the day, then I give it to you by the end of the day. I'm
Yeah.
just that, and it might not, I mean, I don't like to make people wait for me.
Yeah.
Because that makes the projects take forever, especially at events. When you're trying to speaker wrangle people, if you are invited to be on somebody's panel, please get your bio, your headshot, and your information in as soon as possible. Don't wait to the deadline.
Yeah.
The sooner we get your information, the more we can market you. You are as a speaker, you are technically a sponsor. So do understand that you have to participate. You are, just because you are only a speaker for X hour, the whole event is your responsibility to support and promote as a speaker. You need to be sharing it with your people. Whenever you work with us as event producers, we give you a we give you your social media posts. We give you blurbs that you can send out to your customers or your clients or whatever. We give you talking points and opportunities to be part of like pre-show things
Yeah.
or pre-event things. So you technically are also a sponsor, and I think that if when you get that opportunity to speak, you need to be really pushing it, because if every speaker pushes the event to their people, then because every is a cross pollination, you might get some of their customers buying your products. And that's why we always take the time to make sure that there's no like competition, like there's not two like speaking coaches, right? Because that's kind of not fair. So you can have a speaking coach, but you can also have like on camera presence coach. That's totally different. So anyway, so there's all kinds of stuff.
All right. So we'll go on to our next question, which is the tech side of things. How do you set up your automations, your content creation? We did speak a little bit about that, But Elle, do you have anything else to say about automation and content creation?
Call Erica.
All right. Well, let me reiterate some of the things that Elle said, which was when we do a pre-show, we record you, make snippets, and put that out on social. I have kind of lost a little faith in speakers. Actually, I kind of never really believed that speakers are going to promote, but working with Elle, when we made our pre-promotions, we ran it in a loop using one stream, and it just went out organically. What was it? Every hour or every 30 minutes, something like that.
I
On
think it was every
all,
hour.
yep, on all our social platforms. So it was just there. And I think the next time I do it, I will ask to be a part of the speakers' social channels and run it on their network also, instead of just tagging them.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You could be, that's a good idea. I think we should do that next time. Because I believe that when you are running your business, you are also running your life. You're also running. Everything's running. So you don't have to just add in one more thing. Could just be just the thing that's just make you die. You just can't do another thing. So I feel like it's a great opportunity to really help promote, because I think speakers do want to promote, but they just don't have it depends on what. Okay, so it's going to depend on the speakers that you have, right? So if you have a speaker that has a team and a social media person and all this kind of stuff, then we never have problems with those, right? But
Yeah.
if you have, like, if you're doing more entrepreneurial type of things, or like writers or coaches, sometimes they don't have a team and they are already overwhelmed with what they have to do every day. So I think that one of two things happen: we either only work with people who have teams who can do the work, or we just get access so we can do it ourselves.
Yeah. So I never really believed that speakers would promote, but I have met a few that have been on the show, who have been on other events with me, who actually did what they said they would do. And I was kind of shocked and surprised. And Elle has taught me some a few tricks. Like I never believed that speakers would fill out their speaker dashboard. So I would take their LinkedIn information and fill it out myself. What I learned from Elle is that when I set up my Book Like a Boss speaker page, I could ask them those questions. And if they did it, I can believe that they would actually show up and they would do what they say what they would do. So I love that. I get them to do it themselves, and I don't have to make videos about how they can change their speaker dashboards, because I'm going to do that anyway. And I'll just have that information that they want to share, and they don't have to complain to me about stuff I took from their LinkedIn page. But please keep your LinkedIn page updated, because other people besides me will take the information and run with it.
Yes. That is one thing that Erica really, like, got on me about, because LinkedIn really wasn't my thing.
I love LinkedIn.
I do. When LinkedIn first came out, it was so difficult to use, and even though, like, it grew and changed and blah blah blah, and so now it's way better than it was when it first came out. But when you first get on a platform, if it's difficult, you don't want to be bothered, and it's so different than every other social platform, and you don't know what perspective that you need to share information with people or whatever. So just trying to make it work was complicated, but I think that they've done a much better job now explaining what LinkedIn is and what it's for, and how you should approach it.
Yeah.
I think that was vital. So, and then my perspective changed too, because before I really wasn't, and I think that too, on LinkedIn you have to be focused on B2B, a business to business, not really business to customers, because To me, it just doesn't I mean, you can meet people on there, but people on LinkedIn have a different focus. They aren't trying to, find a hairdresser. you know, they're not trying to get the shoes fixed. I mean, you can go on there and find businesses and stuff, but you're not going on there to talk to people about getting your hair done.
I talk to people all the time on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. So much so when I get ready to start an event, I start with LinkedIn because I am that nosy and I love their search bar and the things that it tells me. It's like if I can't get my phone to give me a direct answer, I know I can get it from a LinkedIn search, especially when it comes to finding people.
Well, see, that's what I wasn't, but that was just that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like I was never, I've never been that person. I've always been like, okay, I let me call so and so because I know that they know how to do blah, or let me see. I'm more that kind of person. I used to be. I guess I still am, but using tools differently. And COVID really changed my life because I was always, I'll show up at your business. I have a question, you know, because I need details. And a lot of the time when you are a person like me, like I can't, I need to fill in the holes. So I will show up and I'll call, make an appointment, sit down and talk to somebody and get all my questions answered. And then I can make a better decision and I can move forward. Like, I feel like if I have all the information and not just like something that I got to find on a website that's not going to answer L questions.
If you get a chance, when you go to LinkedIn in the search bar, type in professional hair. Some of the comments is a very long thread, but some of the comments are very sad, kind of would make you angry, but some of them are hilarious, and some of them are just straight to the point. It's like, I didn't think about that. Like one, it says that braids, dreads, twist, curls, if her hair can do it, then it's natural because it's her hair. And she will never apply for a job with quote unquote professional hair because if she ever got braids and walk into an office and they're shocked and surprised, she doesn't want to work for a company like that.
I don't understand that though. Like, what does the state of my hair, have to do with my ability to work?
Yeah. You get those people who want to come up to you and touch you and pet you.
Girl. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we gonna be on a whole nother conversation today about that. But no, yeah, or like people walk up to you and they go, I, "You look exactly how you look on your profile picture, or exactly how you look," and I'm like, I never knew. Okay, so y'all, I'm so slow. I had no idea that people were photoshopping their profile pictures. Right? I didn't know. And I didn't know. And so I mean, I guess I really wasn't paying attention, to it. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. And so, I mean, now I do sometimes on our photos, just because sometimes for some reason, I guess because I'm getting old, and when you get old, like, things look darker than they are. So it's almost like some reason I need to, and the filter that I'll change is kind of like the lighting, just so that it's not dark, or if I want the colors to pop a little more. But as far as, I don't know. Oh, I love the one when you don't, when you like, if you don't have like eyelashes on. I like that one. Like, it'll make you get better eyelashes for some reason. But I like that one. But I can't imagine just telling people, "Oh, this is how I look," and then like you meet them, and you're like, "Who are you?" Like, what? So I've seen
You
that a
gotta love
couple.
those automation tools. or what they're called, filters. But filters are automation tools.
Okay, okay. Well, I love video, and I love to like create like your intro. So, um, I love stuff like that, but I never got into Photoshop because I was so, as a makeup artist, I'm always offended when they go in and change the makeup that I took all my hard work and effort uh, to create, and then they just go in and change it. I'm like, okay, well, I think you should have asked me first, but okay. My work is just as important as your photos.
That
And don't
artists
tell
have a
people.
hard time letting go of their work.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't tell people I did that because that's ugly.
You
I did
sound like my
not do
husband.
that. Yeah, like I did not do that. That is terrible. And
Like, I
then,
don't
and
want to
I
be associated with bad work.
exactly, and I'm like, why do you not want to have pores? What is the deal with that? You want to look like a doll or something? And I don't like dolls. I'm sorry, people who love dolls. Really, I am, but I hate them.
It's
I don't
just
like
that they're
dolls. I
they're
don't
kind
like
of scary.
clowns. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't like. I mean, yeah. When I was a kid, I watched a lot of B movies, and a lot of B movies, like pre Chucky type scary dolls. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't like clowns. It is fine, that's a new clown, but all the old clowns, I don't like clowns.
Well, Elle, tell us, what's your favorite automation tool, or do you have one?
Oh, what's my favorite? I don't know. I like okay, so I would have to say Grammarly. Because I hate my daughter's a grammar Nazi, and I am always having to use Grammarly to have them give me less complicated words. I get a lot of flack for using words that, well, people don't use that word anymore, or that's too big of a word, or you gotta dumb it down. I'm like, why I gotta dumb it down? I'm like, if I see a word that I don't understand, I look it up. I love doing that because I love to grow my vocabulary. And oh my gosh, okay, so I'm gonna digress for a second. If you watch um David Letterman's new show, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, I believe that's the name of it. Me and Melanie sat and wrote down all the words that he used in his interviews that we didn't know. We watched the show, and then I was like, what was that word? And she was like, I don't know. So we literally went through every episode and wrote down all the words. Yes, this is what nerds do. Because the way that he explained things, I'm like, I never heard of that word before. And Millie's like, me either. So we just it was just I love David Letterman. I think that his vocabulary is amazing, and his perspective is, even though he's trying to make it funny, it's it's awesome. And then my favorite one was him and um uh okay, so I can't remember his first name. I don't want to mess it up, but Iron Man.
Oh,
Something. I
yeah,
can't remember.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, Rob. I was looking. Okay, I ain't gonna tell
I was
you.
about to call him
I'm
Tony
old.
Stark.
Yeah, I'm old, so I have a different Downey Jr. in my mind. But anyway, but I super duper loved their conversation. The banter between them was amazing. And anyway, so if you ever really want to learn some new vocabulary, but that's why I like Grammarly, because it allows me to not sound so nerdy.
All right, I gotta say, hands down, Book Like a Boss was my favorite Appsumo tool, the best $37 I've ever spent.
Oh,
Yeah, so not only did Elle tell me not to do the whole LinkedIn and grab all your stuff and put it into speaker dashboard. Have them fill out that information, and when I set up the speaker request, all those questions are asked by the potential speaker, and that's one of my favorite automations because I don't have to copy paste everything from LinkedIn. I can just grab all of that from Boot Like a Boss. Boot Like a Boss sends it to my email, and I can copy paste it from there. I don't have to search for anything. I can ask for your picture. I can ask for your logo on a light background, on a dark background, on a transparent background. I can ask for your company name, your website address. I don't have to look for any of that. It's in the speaker request. You send it to me, but like a boss emails it to me when you, I get an email when you fill out that application. I can send you another book like a boss for to book an appointment to have an interview where we can do like the pre-game show interview or something like that, where we can ask you 10 questions that I can chop up. I like either Perfect Recall or Repurpose.io, and just send out clips or make clips and send them out. What's my other one? Missing Letter Curate. That's one of my
That's what I
favorites.
was gonna say. That one too.
So people ask me to promote for them, but in my mind, I'm busy. So I set up this automation. And if you've ever done an interview with me, or if we just sat down and talked for a minute, I can clip up that video. I can put it on Missing Letter Curate. I can tell other people on that platform, hey, I got new content. And they're all like, great, let me share it with people. And then they're sharing my affiliate link, or they're sharing the event link to your next event, or both. Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are a few of my,
In your videos, telling people like sharing, like when we did the one video, and we chopped it up, and then people start sharing it too.
yeah,
The little clips,
yeah,
right? That's to people share your clips. Well, that's pretty cool
yeah,
because of course your clips send them back to you, right? So
yep,
that's pretty awesome. And then you also can get other people's information, and then you can use it too to share. So it's pretty nice. And
yep.
I was going to say that one too. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Oh, Vadu TV. You can set it up as a
Yeah.
landing page. Yep.
Yeah. But
So,
that missing letter curate, that's the jam right there.
yeah. I didn't understand what it was for, so I didn't buy it. I even got a call from, or an email message from Bendale, the creator. I had bought Hey Summit. We became good email friends, I guess. And I bought Hey Summit, and when he called and said, or emailed and said, are you going to get Missing Letter Curate? I'm like, I don't understand what it's for. I don't understand why I would use it. And now I can't stop using it, and I've missed the deal. But luckily, as long as I share 5 posts or more, and you can share 5 posts or more on any channels, and I have about maybe 12 or 14 channels. So I'm constantly sharing other people's content also. So I get to share my content for free. So for every 5 I share, I get to share one for free. And I have I'm a I do have Missing Letter. I don't have Missing Letter Curate. So I have set up an account for Ale, Jimmy, and Kimberly. I know you guys don't really know these names, but they get to have an account under me for free because I bought an unlimited plan for Missing Letter. So
It's
yeah.
awesome, you guys. You guys gotta try that one. And I don't know, we ain't gonna talk about Jimmy right now. We'll talk about Jimmy later. You guys will love Jimmy.
Yeah. If you guys know Jimmy Newsom, he's amazing. So shout out to Jimmy.
Oh
So
yes, yes! Shout out to Jimmy. You guys, I won Jimmy's. I'm so excited. I won his contest, yeah, and so I've been going crazy. I've been going like, I don't know. I can't. I'm just like so over myself because, the contest was to win an actual, lead magnet. And if you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's like when you go to a website and they're like, you get our brochure, we'll email you our brochure. And then the brochure, you give them your name and your email, and then they email it to you. Then all of a sudden you keep getting emails from them. So that's what a lead magnet is. But oh my gosh, like the process that he uses, he actually teaches you how to do this process. But he's actually good. What I won was for him to do it for me. Okay, so you guys, I can't wait to share it because I know it's gonna be freaking awesome. Because I saw some of the other ones that he did, and this is also something that you really need to be looking at when you're doing an event, right? Because the more people that you know are interested in your topic, in your that's part of your community, part of your audience, however you want to look at it, the more targeted you are with that, the more you know that these people are who you want to talk to. When you can have a lead magnet that is a really good lead magnet, and then you can use that for your event. So, that would be a good thing to start doing, Erica. Is like when we produce an event, do a lead magnet, like do a Jimmy's way, which would be great, and use that to find more people to attend the event because you know right now that they are interested in your topic. So, say fingernail polish, for example, that doesn't have formaldehyde. So that would be a really great. So you're going to have a whole summit about, for formaldehyde free products for personal care. And so then you do a whole lead magnet about, why, about formaldehyde free things. And then you find out what people are looking for around formaldehyde free products. And then you make a lead magnet based off that. So the people who get the lead magnet are definitely 100% people who are interested in your really tiny, very pointed topic, right? So now that they've come through the lead magnet, they are more than likely going to want to come to your conference about formaldehyde free personal care. So I think that would be awesome. We should talk to Jimmy about that.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed how excited Elle got when talking about someone else's content creation. Jimmy created what was it, a post on LinkedIn. He said it was a contest. If you follow the directions, he will do something for you. So Elle followed the directions and Jimmy followed through with what he said he was going to do. So content creation can be exciting. Elle feels like she won a great contest, and you can do something like that too.
I did, you guys. So if you want to see what it is that he created, I don't know, how can people, however you find me right on here, I don't know what Eric's gonna set up, but however you find me, I will send it to you because it's going to be amazing. You may or may not be interested in the topic, but when you see what was created and you see how amazing it is, the topic set aside, right? The product itself, and to win something so major, like this is probably like between a $7,000 and $10,000 product that I won. Like, oh yeah. Yes. I am stoked out of my mind. So, I mean, and it's because it is the perfect thing for me right now. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have filled out the form. I mean, because it wasn't like just, I mean, who's going to give you a $10,000 product for just like something? You got to follow directions, right? So you had to do the survey, then you had to make a post, and then you also had to add in your post that you filled out the survey. I think that's how I won, because I did all the things. And I was like, at the time I wasn't totally sure what it was, but I knew if it was Jimmy's, it was going to be awesome. Because Jimmy has his, okay, what is the name of his organization and how people can find it? Because we done talked about
Moving Forward Small Business.
Yes. And you guys, and so what he does is he helps small businesses partner with larger companies so that the smaller companies can grow and the larger company gets a better value for partnering with smaller companies. So it is, I believe that the organization is I keep saying amazing, but it is, because there's nothing else really like it that is as content specific, right? So depending on what level of business you are in, there's something for you all the way up. You know, whether you are the smaller company looking for the way forward, or you are the larger company looking to help other people find the way forward.
Yeah.
It's a really great organization. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of stuff, and these are things that you need when you're going to be producing your summit. This is info, and because think about it, if you are in Jimmy's organization and you are looking for sponsors, hello, Coca-Cola. I would love for Coca-Cola to sponsor me, please. Okay. So, IBM, BMW, whoever. Oh, I think I'm going to get me a car sponsor this year, y'all. I think I'm going to get one. I got to figure out which one I'm going to go for. It just came to my mind. Because I think that's really awesome, because I am always somewhere. And for the longest time, Land Rover was getting free sponsorship because Elle has a Land Rover. She always driving her Land Rover somewhere, right? And I'm like, okay, so I need a sponsorship. I think I want to do a car sponsor, because because this year, since COVID's opening back up, there's lots of different stuff going on, and so we're gonna I don't know. There's a lot going on, y'all. There's a whole lot going on. but this is the kind of stuff that you get into when you're producing summits, right? Summits, because some like virtual is always going to be there, and virtual should always be a part of your live, because there's going to be a lot more people who can attend your virtual that can't attend in person, or probably still don't want to because they don't feel totally safe yet. So if you add your virtual to your in-person, and in-person for us right now is very like higher end, right? So you're gonna have like top end, well, maybe like, okay, so a truly top end in-person event is very, very small and is very, very private, right? So, but when you're going to have like a top end public event, so I'm going to say that's the lower end of the top, if that makes any sense. It's going to be something that's very posh and chic and all that, and it's going to be very frou-frou, right? So you're going to have lots, so all that going on, while the people who are virtual are also having a similar experience, because you sent them things like what we call wow boxes. They are having, so say you're going to have a toast, and you're going to send the at home people the opportunity to have, like, you can send them the glass and the mix-ins and all that kind of stuff. And before the toast, you send them, like, you need to go get you a little mini bottle of vodka or champagne or something to go with your mix-ins to make the drinks that the in-person people are gonna have, right? So that's how you're gonna connect those things. So even though I'm at home having my drink and other people are at a location having their drink, we're having the same experience. And it's a way to make all those things happen. So that's how you're gonna use your technology and I would say your in-person technology along with your virtual technology to kind of create these hybrid events that are kind of moving forward. That is the next evolution into like post-COVID, because there's some people who really are, revenue is a big part of all events, right? So revenue, and I'm big on ROI. If I have to spend the money, I'm gonna need that money to come back to me, whether it's actually money or it's in goodwill or some type of wherewithal that I'm going to be able to utilize to move forward, right? So those to me are super important and very valuable when it comes to, because the profit, the whole point, like people do a lot of events and they're like, I didn't make any money. Okay, but what did you get from it? You got something from it. If you gave some people value and they valued what you gave them, meaning you had the right audience in the first place. Right, Erica? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You can have an amazing event, but the people who show up think you say, oh, all your marketing is Rolls Royce, Rolls Royce. And the people show up and you got a Fiat. We got a problem. You talk about Fiats, right? So that's kind of how you got to think about it. You want to, what you are marketing and telling people your event is going to be about is what it needs to be about, and it needs to be valuable in every way, right? Not just fluff.
Yeah. So our next question, it just says time. I want to ask you about time management, Elle, but first I got to tell on you. Elle has no clue what procrastination is. When she says she's going to do something, it is literally done that day. There is no waiting on Elle. If you ask for something, it is just done. I think that's amazing. I want to have that focus and energy at the same time like she does. So how do you do your time management, Elle?
She always busts me out about that. So I don't like the wait. Like if so like yesterday I had a meeting with Jimmy about my prize. I'm so proud, so proud. So anyway, so about my prize. And so he was like he needed 2 paragraphs for me about a specific thing. And I was like, well, okay. And I hadn't thought about that before. And so I was like, okay, I'll have it to you by the end of today. So it was like already 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or something. So I had to just stop and take that time to kind of process through it, right? And just get it done. Because if I would have gone and done something else, I wouldn't I would still be it'll gnaw at you, right? So just get it done so your brain is free so you can do the next thing. So I try not to have stuff sitting. Sometimes I can't help it, right? I can't help that things are sitting. So like I have a client that I need to do something for, and it isn't done yet, but I'm waiting, right? So I'm waiting for a response. So now I gotta follow up, and then I gotta get back in the mind frame. You know what I mean? So I like to have the same cohesive thought for a thing, so that I can get my end product, so that it's right. So especially for a designer, for yourself, Erica, when you are designing, it's like the information to how to make this thing is coming from the ethos, right? You're siphoning that energy, right? And so if you have a question, the energy will wait for you for a short period of time, but after a while it's just gonna go away, right? And so that's basically how it is. And so when you are sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting on somebody to respond, it becomes a challenge to get back to. So that's why I'm always really selective about what clients I work with, because of that, right? So I'm like super, super selective. Because I tell people all the time, I'm like, I work very fast. I just do. It's my speed. Like I just work fast. So I want you to understand that. So if I ask you for something, I need you to kind of get back to me quickly. Or if I'm working on something, I done deep dived into the thing, and I kind of know I think that's the answer. Okay, so there we go. That's the answer. Knowing what the end result is going to be and what you want it to be. So if you start with the end in mind, thank you, Eric Mulford. If you start with the end result in mind, and you work backwards from that, right? So that's kind of how it's going to be. So like when we're designing like platforms, and we know, okay, so we know we got to have a stage and what we want the stage to look like. So based on the info, what the stage looks like, then you're going to work backwards. Like what you're going to go from the stage all the way back to the beginning of what is your social media post going to look like, because they all need to tie together, because Erica is very big on things looking the same. So consistency is everything. So I guess that's really the answer. So that's my time management tool, is to really know what I want out of the end results. And that's also something that Jimmy talked about too yesterday. So and trust me, you guys, when you're working on your own project versus working on somebody else's project, is a completely different creature.
It's
It
true.
is so it is so hard to do your own stuff. That's why you always have to have a mentor. People are like, I don't really know, I don't need a mentor, blah blah blah. You need a mentor. You need a sounding board, and you need somebody else who knows exactly what is going on. Because you can't do, right? You can't do stuff without, when you create in a vacuum, you only see a very small perspective, right? A very, very small perspective, when you need to be able to see a greater view.
My thoughts on time management is if you do it, it will be done and you won't have to worry about it later.
You guys, Erica made me so crazy because she always like make everything so short, and like it'd be like the perfect thing. I'm like, okay, I say all this, Erica's like this, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're right.
I repeat it to my 7-year-old all the time.
Huh?
I repeat it to my 7-year-old all the time. He wants to lollygag about his homework. And I'm like, would you like to go for a walk today? Would you like to go get ice cream? Would you like to go get pizza? You want to watch shows? And he's like, yeah. It's like, well, all you got to do is get rid of this homework. He's like, oh, I can throw it away. No, you have to actually do it for it to go away.
Ian told us I'm throwing his homework away.
Yes. Well, Elle, we only got a few minutes left, so I'm gonna let you pick the last question. I know we didn't do a top 10, but I do want to keep it under an hour. So, Elle, if you would look to the chat for under what's your biggest goal that you hope to accomplish with the virtual summit, and pick out one of those questions, we can have that be our last one.
Well, I think that revenue generation plus email list plus consulting leads. I would just say
Okay.
leads in general. But yeah, that's my thing. Like especially when you're in a place, I think that everybody in the world, because of what's happened, like politically, I'm going to say financially, and well, more economically, not necessarily financially, but economically, and socially, everybody is in some mode of um, rejuvenation, and so um, revenue generation is a top priority for every business, even ones that took advantage of things that they shouldn't have during COVID, because the reason why is because you can have, no matter how much money you have or how much money you've earned, you always need to be able to make that next amount of money. And people think it's greed, but money doesn't stay, right? So you have to constantly be generating revenue. You always want to expand your email list because you need new people to come into your world so that you can help them. And then leads in general, I guess, is, from your email list, people who actually are actively seeking and wanting what you're offering today. That's important. So whether it's an old customer that's coming in because they want to get what you have new, or rebuy what they ran out of, That's really important. So I think that and you have to stay top of mind, and you have to also, right now, you have to let people know you're still in business. I mean, that's a big deal, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, because a lot of it's so sad to walk around in different places and see so many of the places that we really liked just gone.
Yeah. I told my husband that our daughter is gonna remember Kmart like we remember Sky City. I'm not sure if many of you are in South Carolina, but it was a thing back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
want to give
guys.
I want to give a quick shout out to Dorita Hatchett, who's in Houston, Texas, watching us right now, and she says yes for the true hybrid. Dorita is a great event producer, so I wanted to shout her out. My thing about yeah, my thing about revenue goals. Did you write it down? Did you do the math on it? Like, how many people do you actually need at your event to get that revenue goal? Are you trying to make your money from your ticket sales? Please don't try to make your money from your ticket sales because you make your money from your high ticket upsells. So, yeah, do
So
the
it's a high
math.
ticket upsell, Erica.
Was a high ticket upsell? So when you get in and you make your announcements that there is something else after your event, please have something else after your event. That event is not the end all be all. There has got to be something else.
Your
So,
event should be really the start of a conversation with people. And
yes.
you have to really look at it that way, because your event is you introducing yourself and your company and your product to someone. And sometimes they want to buy today, but for the most part they want to think about it. They want to, kick the tires around a little bit, see if the information. I can't stand to go to a website and before I'm done even checking out, they're like, "Oh, don't you want to get this thing too?" Well, how I know if I want to spend more money if the money that I'm trying to spend right now, I don't even know if it's gonna be worth it.
You don't like tripwires? Oh, no.
No, I hate them. I find them to be very, very. Sometimes I won't even buy from a company if they do that to me before. Even like, if okay, so I decided that I want to try this product. It's $19.
Hmm.
It's really $38, but they got it on sale as an introductory price. Cool. I'm willing to spend $19 to see if your product is worth the $38 that it should have been. Right? I am not willing to spend another $9 before I even get to see what you got in the first place. It might not even be the first part of it might not even be worth that. And so you're going to tell me just because I'm not going to take you up on this one time offer that I'm going to have to spend $200 later to try it. I think that's wrong. I should be able to say, I like this. And then you say, okay, you like this. You can get this for $9 since you like that as an upsell. You can't upsell me before I bought it.
Yeah.
This,
So the after the thank you page should have an offer that's a little bit more than what you they offer for free. The tripwire after the thank you page should be a little more than that, and they all should be cohesive or work well together.
but why can't you at least, before you send me a tripwire, say, did you get your product? Did you like your product? If I liked it, then you send me a tripwire. If I didn't even open it, I'm not
That
gonna
will
spend
be
my
in the
money with
email
you.
sequence, and the best time to get someone else to buy is right before they're about to buy something else.
That's bull.
Supposedly,
That's bull.
supposedly.
I was about to cuss. That's bull, because I'm not spending. I read your pay. I read didn't know. I don't agree with that. I'm so sorry. I will never. I would never. It's like when you go to the grocery store. No, you go to the restaurant and you're there like you gonna get a burger and give you fries. You want a drink, of course. Well, do you want to try our new whatever, whatever? Well, if it's the first time at the restaurant, I'm gonna probably not get your drink. I'm just gonna try to taste your food. I'm just gonna have water because I don't want the drink to taint whether or not I like your food, right? So then the next time I come, if I like the food, I'm gonna come back and I'm probably gonna get a drink. And then if you're like, is this your first time coming? I'm gonna say, no, it's my second time. Well, you like the food? Yes, obviously you're back. So we also have this thing. You might want to try that next time, or try it this time. Don't try to sell me something before I even know if I like you. Something
Mhm.
else. Can I
Yes.
please get the feel for you? I don't like that tripwire thing, and I don't care what they say. I do not agree because I'm not going to buy something that before I get a chance to see if I like it first. What I was interested in first.
All right, I understand. Um, well, El, it is past 11, and
I
tell people where they can reach you. Tell people what's your favorite social media hangout place so they can reach out to you.
Okay, so let's stick with LinkedIn. Right now, that's really the easiest place to find me. Yes, I have like a lot of other stuff going on, but if you actually want to talk to me, um, that's really the only place you can really actually talk to me. Like, not talk to my team, not talk to everybody. You want to talk to me, go to LinkedIn. Shout out to LinkedIn, because it'll give me an opportunity um, to hear from you if you want to talk to me. So it's just L Kersey, ELLE Kersey, KERSEY at LinkedIn. You can just search me.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Elle. I really appreciate you being here and sharing your insights on these questions with me.
Well, you're awesome, so I'm always here for you.
Hooray. Well, thanks, Elle.
Bye, you guys.